Okay, so the first thing we'll do is we'll come to File at the top, go to File, Set Parameters. From Set Parameters, we'll come into File Para. You're going to want to make sure DXF unit import is an inch instead of millimeters. Page settings, you're going to want to switch it from size unit from from millimeters right here to inches. Okay, you can leave speed units in millimeters a second. Okay, we'll press OK and then exit. Okay, from there we're going to come to this side. We're going to want to make sure back mark is unchecked, so you'll uncheck the back mark. Okay, then we'll have our file right here. Okay, but we're going to need to calibrate the camera first, so we'll come to Model Set, Camera Para and Calibration, and we'll get this. So we need to cut a circle. So the circle, you're going to want to be the same diameter as your registration mark. So 6.3 millimeters is 1/4 inch. So you can see 1/4 inch registration marks. You're going to get the laser head, so it's over a part of the file, piece of paper, material, whatever you want to call it, that isn't going to interfere with what you're cutting out. So we'll hit cut circle, and you see it'll cut a circle out right there. So it cut that circle out. So the camera is right over it. With the camera over it, we're gonna, while we're under model set, you're gonna want to make sure that your type is circle, because we're using circle registration marks. If you're using other registration marks, you would select it from there, and you're going to want to make sure the diameter of your registration mark, 6 millimeters, is 1/4 inch roughly. It's actually 6.3, but 6 millimeters is close enough. And then make sure black and white is checked in the camera software, so it knows it's going to be looking for a 1/4 inch or 6 millimeter registration mark. We're going to press match test right here. Match test brings up this. It says find the number of results 1. That's good. It only found 1. It didn't find multiple circles. It says the diameter is 6.294. So that's pretty close to a 1/4 inch. So we'll enter in graph length 6.294. Okay, and then we'll press calculate. Okay, now when we match test it, it's going to be a lot closer, even though it's already pretty close. 6.298. So you can keep doing that till it's perfect, but you're already close enough. From there, we're going to have to do what you call a cut cross, and what that is used for is to calibrate so you cut on the lines. So let me get the laser head back over the material. We'll jog it a little bit to the side, a little bit down. Okay, and then we're going to press cut cross, and you'll see it cut across when I do that. Okay, you have the cross. Okay, and then you can see here that I have red crosshairs on the screen, and then the crosshairs from the cut I just crossed, or the cross I just cut. Okay, so from there, once we have them lined up, we can use the keypad or move the paper so the crosshairs are lined up perfectly. Once we have the crosshairs lined up, we're going to press calibration, and that's going to calibrate that. So it's going to put the offset. So we're fine there. Okay. Okay, now we're going to have our file imported already. So to import a file, import, DXF file works best. So we have our file imported already, and then you see we have our series of registration marks already there. So I need to select my registration mark. So I'll select this one right here, click it. I'm going to make that my start point. S stands for set first mark point. Okay, then I'll come down here, I'll click this one, and I'm just going to click the add button. You don't need to select every single registration mark. Okay, then I'll come over here and I'll select that registration mark. So we have our 3 registration marks, our start point, and then 2 it's going to read. Okay, then I'll come over to export over here. This is where you're going to set your speed and power settings. So the black output is off because it's the registration marks we didn't select. The registration marks we did select automatically know to be put off. So you'll just set your speed and power for the green lines. But what we need to do is we need to jog the camera so it's over the first registration mark. So like that. So you want the registration mark to be inside that green box that you see. around it. And you can make that green box bigger and smaller. So once you're there, you're gonna come down to match test and make sure that the camera's reading your registration mark. It's 5.92. That's pretty dang close. You're gonna be fine running it like that. Okay, once you do that, you press OK. Then you're gonna wanna select your start point up here. You're gonna drag a box around it. Okay, and we'll come back to manual. You're gonna wanna click mark first. Mark first is selected, then we're gonna press start. Okay, when we press start, you're gonna see it's gonna go to read the registration marks to each one, and then it's gonna go into the cut.